Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports. We're here at Penn Valley's Holiday Girls Tournament, and we're here with the Penn Valley assistant coach, girls coach. Who do we have here?
A.Campbell.
Hey, Coach, could you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, what your history is? I was talking to the athletic director, Marcus Harvey, and head men's basketball coach, and he was telling me that you had a storied history as it relates to your playing career, and now you're here at Penn Valley. Could you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Well, I'm from Kansas City, and I went to Central High School, and I had a very successful career there as an All-American at Central High School.
Who was your coach?
Stuart Orban was my coach at Central.
Oh, all right.
So I still have scoring titles that I hold still today.
Talk to the audience about that, please.
Well,
because Central has, I'm from New York, and but I've been here since '78. My brother-in-law, Beverly Mack, went to Central, and a lot of other people I know, Alex Ellison, Jim Watts, and ever since I came to Kansas City, Central has had a bona fide athletic program.
Yes, they have had a good
and they put out good girl athletes and boys athletes. So tell our audience when you were doing your thing at Central.
Okay, well, the scoring record at the time for both the girls and the guys was, for the guys it was 50, and for the girls it was 42, and I scored 54 points against East High School. So as far as I know, that record still holds today. So that was just a blessing. It was just a good game. So, but from Central High School, coming out of high school as an All-American and High School Athlete of the Year, I went from there to University of Missouri-Columbia and played 4 years as a starter at MU. I had a successful career there as well. And left there and went and played out of the country. I played over in Sweden, and then when I came back to the United States, I played here.
Let's slow down there. How was that playing out the country, playing for Sweden? What was that all about? Could you give our audience and our young athletes that are aspiring to go pro or semi-pro?
Well, I was blessed to make a couple of teams for the United States. I made this Jones Cup International team for the United States, which was the beginning of my experience in playing out of the country. We traveled, we played in Taipei, Taiwan, and won the gold medal. The Jones Cup International team runs every off year of the Olympics, so we play the same teams that the Olympics teams play.
Right, that's like for us, I ran for the United States track team. We had Pan American games.
Okay, exactly, same thing.
Yeah, all right.
So we were blessed to do that. I was a point guard for them, and we won the gold medal in Taipei, Taiwan, and that started the ball rolling in terms of being able to play out of the country. So I made some contacts there, and then being recruited out of the University of Missouri, I was able to go over to Sweden and play.
Can you give our young athletes, because we see you're here scouting for Penn Valley and looking at the young athletes, could you give some tips of what it takes to go to the next level to some of our young high school athletes? Because Cascade Sports, primarily we deal in high school sports.
Okay.
And we call ourselves home of the student athlete. And were you a student of the game when you played?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And maybe you can talk to our audience in general about the importance of becoming a student of the game and the academic side of sports.
Okay, well, first of all, here at Penn Valley, we strive education as number one, and that's why you're called a student athlete, not just an athlete. And so we strive to get students that are not only successful on the court, but successful off the court as well in terms of academics. But in addition to that, there's not a program, whether that be high school, college, or professional, that's going to give you everything you need in terms of experience to be the best athlete that you can be. So you have to spend time off the court and investing in yourself and working hard. And that's some of the things that we stress to our players. And what I did, even my high school coach took me to the side and said, Sarah, you've got to spend some time. So we would go to Central Park and play together, and different things like that. So you've got to spend time and invest in yourself, working on your game outside of just your regular practices and your games and things like that. And we stress for our players to play during the off season, play during Christmas break, play in the summers on AAU teams, club teams, and different things like that to elevate your game to the next
level. All right,
level.
I want to go to two different points that you made. One is your game. I'm with AAU to a certain extent, but my philosophy, and I ran track though, is that basketball, the kids in the summertime really should be working on their personal skills more so than traveling up and down the universe, because you should really be coming back stronger, smarter,
Correct.
and whatever your skill level is. The summertime is when you really have time to work on it. Be in the gym and take 5,000 shots. Run up and down the gym, working on your ball handling skills. And I don't think that you really get that when the competition is there if you're on the right team with AAU, but AAU is more team and more exhibition than putting yourself in position so that when you do get on the floor during the year, the college coaches get a chance to see you. Now, the other question is what I wanted to ask you. How do you feel about your generation type of ball player and the things that y'all held to the standards that you had and what you see nowadays?
For my generation, we had more of a Malcolm X mentality when it came to sports. It was by whatever means necessary, you were going to be the best that you could be. And that also meant that you would do some of the things that you just mentioned as far as working in your game individually. When I spoke about that, I think a lot of things that the kids are lacking, not only from an individual perspective, but they are missing that team concept. They do need that experience in terms of playing. You're playing 30, 31 games in a high school season. That's not going to give you everything you need to prepare you for college, to prepare you for junior college, Division I, and just that level of competition. So you do have to work on your game individually during the off season, but you also have to get the experience of playing in a game and get that live game experience. But in terms of my generation, you couldn't go down the street and pass a park and not see people playing and working on their game in the park. I was a coach at Wyandotte High School prior to coming to Penn Valley, and I had open gym for kids to come and play, and I may have
Excellent.
one or two players that came in to play. So in terms of the work ethic, it seems to be a decline in terms of both girls and boys.
Do you think that it has to do something with the age that we live in, the electronics, all the games and the other curricular activities? Because I came out of high school in '69, and I'm saying my team, we did everything together. I'm saying we almost slept together, and we practiced every single day. And I don't really see that. I cover high school sports. There's some teams that have that, but at large, the kids don't understand that, especially with the course of education, how if they're good and have their academics, it can. If you go to a Division II, Division III, or a junior college, it can defray the cost of an education, which in these economic times, that's a plus.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that is something that is a lost art in terms of kids thinking today that not only do I have an opportunity to continue to play, but I also have an opportunity to have my education paid for. And that's the barrier that we have to overcome, because a lot of kids will not transition from high school to college because they don't have the funding to be able to do that. They don't understand that sports is going to give you that avenue. It's just the means to the end, it's not the end. So I think that that's something that we work on here at Penn Valley, as I'm sure other schools work on as well. And that is, in terms of team camaraderie, we had that in our generation. In this generation, I'm not so sure that is there. that team concept is still there, or that team camaraderie. You see a lot of individuals on teams, and not necessarily people that play together, that grow up together, that know each other, that get to know each other.
No families, the whole.
Exactly, and the kids that I played basketball with in high school, we lived in the same neighborhoods. We walked to school together. We studied together. We went to basketball games together. We played in the parks together. So.
And how do you feel that really affects the team when it comes time to play?
Well, I think that you don't learn the team concept while you're playing the game. You learn the team concept off the court. So when you already know that and you come to play, when you're actually playing in a game, it's a humongous difference. It's a huge difference because you're comfortable with the people that you're playing with. You don't hear things like, well, I don't want to play with her because I don't like her, and you just don't hear things like that. You accept your teammates for who they are. Consequently, you get the benefit of that during the game.
During the game.
So.
All right, I want to switch up a minute. How do you feel that you have to be as it relates to your training table if you to go to the next level?
I'm sorry.
Your training table, the type of meals that you're eating, because I like to interview a lot of freshman athletes. When they come out of high school weighing about 160 some, and their first freshman year they gain 20 pounds during the summer. I know we interviewed Shaquille Harrison, who came out of Lee Summit West last year, went up to play with Danny Manning, and we just interviewed him. He's starting freshman. He says, Carlos, I gained 20 pounds already. And what's the difference in the workload and the type of calories and how you have to take care of your body with sleep and that type thing?
Correct. In college, you're on a 2,000 calorie diet. So in high school, you're pretty much eating whatever you can eat. It's McDonald's, Wendy's, Arby's, more of a fast food type of diet. But in college, you have steak and potatoes, you have pasta, you have salads, and a few desserts. But you have meals that are going to allow you to get the benefit from your food once you get out on the floor and play. So the concept there is very different. You also have a conditioning coach, a strength and training coach once you get on that level. So the whole facet of the game is totally different in terms of a college career as opposed to high school.
Right. Well, Coach, it was a pleasure having you on the show, and I think you've been real informative to our young players and possibly to some of our young coaches. And we look forward to covering one or two of the girls' games. We've already covered one of the Penn Valley games and had a nice interview with your head coach. And we look forward to working with Penn Valley and the girls' team in the future.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well,